Hello internet, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name's Tori. If you haven't seen me before, I don't normally look this pale, but I've been sick and today I finally have energy. So we're filming this video. This is the 101's Pan project. It started on Instagram and was created by Plans and Pans. Since then, she has been MIA and took down her accounts. If she does happen to see this, I do miss you. I love your content, and I hope you're doing well. And I hope you return to Instagram once you're feeling better or whatever this situation was. I have a lot of people who are involved linked down below. I have their Instagrams. If I am missing people because this was a giant project, let me know. This started on the 13th of September and ends December 31st of 2020. And this is my first update. Since I am doing YouTube updates, how I've been doing it is once I hit 10 pans, I film an update video. I have more than 10 pans, but if you watch me regularly, you know they're not all pans, and we're just going to jump into it. Originally, I was going to keep track by actually counting out the tallies of how much I use them because that's something I typically do, but this is so much eyeshadow, I cannot do that. So I invested in a scale. So from now on, I will tell you the weight of all the items, and let's just talk about the pans I've hit. So the first pan I hit was from the ABH Modern Renaissance palette and was the shade Warm Taupe. I no longer have that whole palette as a whole, but I did hit pan in that on the 11th of October. And then just to, since I decluttered the rest, 3 shades that were in this project are now considered done, and that is Love Letter, Antique Bronze, and Cypress Umber. They're all considered done because I don't have them anymore. Next, I hit pan in from the Lorac Pro Brunch palette, the shade Valet. This is what it looks like. The pan was hit on September 1st, 2019. A nice amount of pan. Next, I hit pan in my Lorac Mega Pro 4. I hit pan in this shade Foam, and obviously spoilers if you saw this before, but now Foam has pan, and this was done on the 2nd of November. Next pan, my Tartelette Tees was completely finished. I hit pan on them, never took a photo of me hitting pan on them, but they were finished. These shades were Heartbreaker and BFF. Well, Heartbreaker was decluttered, but BFF was finished, and it's done. That palette's already in the trash, so that one's done. And then let's see. Oh, I missed one from October. This was from the Lorac Pro Brunch palette, the shade French Toast. This was hit on the 14th of October. It's so hard to tell since the shade is silver. There you go. And then the last 2 pans I hit on the 29th of November. I hit pan in ABH 10K. It's a little pan, but I'm just so happy I hit pan in this because I don't really wear gold a lot. And then the last shade I hit pan in is also from the Lorac Pro Brunch palette, and this is Sherbet, and I hit pan on this on the 11th of December. Now, let's just go from everything that's remaining and just go down the line and talk about all of it. So the first thing is the Lorac Pro Brunch palette. Obviously, like I said before, I have pan and foam, so that no longer matters. But the items that are still in this project include Pearl Slate, which still has a nice dip, Misty Mauve, which I don't think I've touched, Dark Chocolate, Shadow. Hi, editing Tori here. I forgot one shadow from this palette, and that is Pink Peony. I pretty much haven't used it. Now back to me from this day. I haven't reached for this that much as I would like. I did put in this eyeshadow in another project, so hopefully I'll reach for this more. The starting weight is 258 grams, so it is a big boy. This is like the one really easy palette in this for me. And oh my gosh, I forgot a pan because this sheet just doesn't have it. I'm dumb because this is the reason I'm filming this video. From the QKI interchangeable palette, if I can open it, I hit pan in the light pink. That was recently. I do not have the date on this piece of paper, but yeah, I hit pan in that. And since we're talking about this, The silver shade right here is also in this project, as well as this purple right there. So hit 1 pan, now I gotta hit 2 more. This currently is weighing in at 64 grams. Next, I have my 2 Makeup Geek shades. The first one is Frap. This is what it looks like. This is currently weighing in at 5 grams. And then next I have Cosmopolitan. This is also weighing in at 5 grams, but I have used this one more. This is in a project for this year. I actually really enjoy the color, so I think this will be an easy goal. Next, I have the Urban Decay Single in 1985. This is what it currently looks like, and it's weighing in at 17 grams. I did not use it that much. Next, I have the Venus palette. I have 2 shades from this palette. I have Shell and I have Rebirth. I haven't really used them, and it's currently weighing in at 143 grams. This should also go down because I did throw Icon into another project as well. So I really tried this year to make sure that I threw in these palettes into projects, or at least a shade from the palette that's not even in this project, just to inspire use. I think it will work. Next, I have the La Mi La palette. Like I said before, do not recommend this, but I have it, so I need to pan it. The shades are this orange one and this light purple. This is currently weighing in at 67 grams. Okay, next I have a bunch of eyeshadows from the Lorac Pro Brunch palette. So the first one I'll show you is Smoothie, currently weighing in at 2 grams. It does have a nice dip. Next is Eggs Benny, which doesn't look like it was touched, but it's also weighing in at 2 grams. Same with Avocado Toast, does not look like it was touched, and it's also weighing in at 2 grams. Next, this one, I wish I hit pan on it before, but this is Moonlight, and this is also 2 grams, but that's such a nice dip. Such a nice dip. Next, I have Mimosa, which I've been using a lot, but also weighs in at 2 grams. As well as Hot Sauce, which is 2 grams. And Bloody Mary. Yeah, these guys all weigh the same, but I am getting good use out of them now. These guys should be like the ones I hit pan on first, I feel. Besides a couple palettes I've already started using a lot to make leeway. Next, we have from the Naked palette, I have Virgin, Sidecar, Smog, and Creep. So Virgin, Sidecar, Smog, and Creep. I've picked a lot of weird shades. It's currently weighing in at 147 grams, but I haven't hit pan in this palette yet, so this is going to take a lot of use, and I know that. Next, I have the Urban Decay and John Basquiat Gold Grape palette. I have 2 shades from this palette. I have Enigma and I have Crown. Enigma is in a project, and Crown does have a nice dip in the corner, so I feel like that might be an easy one. It's currently weighing in at 174 grams, which the packaging's bulkier than the Naked, so I'm not too surprised. Next, from the Too Faced Chocolate Bonbons palette, I have 2 shades. I have Mocha and I have Satin Sheets. It is currently weighing in at 197 grams. I've been trying to get a dip in Satin Sheets right here where it's foiled. And then I know Mocha is going to take a while, but this is one of the palettes I'm currently working on when I'm not inspired, because I haven't, today is the first day in like 5 days I've worn a full face of makeup. So since I've been feeling like crap, this palette and then another palette I'm going to talk about, I kept out, and like if I'm feeling a little bit creative, I just grabbed for it and put it on my eyes. Next is the Naked 3 palette, and from this palette we have Dust, Burnout, Liar, and Blackheart. So that is Dust, Burnout, Liar, and Blackheart. Blackheart is in my A to Z project for this year. It's currently weighing in at 187 grams. I haven't really been reaching for this because I was panning this and then hit my goal for that project and kind of just gave up with it for the moment. So this palette has been a little bit on the back burner, but I'm going to be filling these colors soon, so I'm not too worried. This palette I have been using a lot. The next palette is the Urban Decay After Dark palette. So in this palette, I picked Sinful and Scene. Scene has a giant dip. I've been wearing this a lot since I haven't been feeling well. At the moment, this weighs 204 grams. So yeah, I think that I know how it's going to take a while to hit pan because I've hit pan 3 times previously in this palette. I'm very hopeful with Scene that by the next update, which will probably, it seems like every 3 months I'm pretty much making an update, might have pan in this. Is Subculture. And in Subculture, I have New Wave and Mercury. So I did reorganize my palette, so New Wave is right here and the Mercury is in the right spot because it wouldn't move. This currently weighs 190 grams. I haven't really used this palette, so this one, New Wave, is in my A to Z project, so hopefully this inspires me to use it. I know, I redesigned the whole thing and I haven't used it. Ironic. Next, I have the Naked Heat palette, and in this palette, I have Chaser and Scorched. So I have this light shade, and then I have Scorched. I'm trying to get into warm tones, so hopefully I do use these shades more, but at the moment, I'm working on a different cream shade, and then Chaser will probably be next. This palette is weighing in at 211 grams. Next, we have Pastel Goth. I am panning every single shade but Skull because it already has pan. This is what it looks like. I did throw Meow into the A to Z project to start inspiring some use, and I did use Doom a couple of times. I was really feeling blue a couple months ago. Yeah, this weighs 137 grams. This I know is going to be tricky, but since this was in my, I did a video a while back, it took it down a long time ago, of mixing all my eyeshadows together. Since these still have lines from where I scraped it, I just put the brush in those things, so the powder is already, there's less powder in that spot since there's a line, but it kind of doesn't cheat pan, but it helps pan, you know. Next, I have the Meet Matrimony palettes. Let's see, the shades in here are Mowiski, I know that's Polish and I butchered it, I'm sorry, Lopez and Thomas. Thomas, Lopez, and the Polish one that I butcher every time. Someone can leave me a pronunciation if you want, because it would be greatly appreciated, but I'm also just, I can't speak. It's my flaw. I can't speak and I can't spell, but anyway, yeah. I haven't really reached for this palette much. I do need to remind myself to put it out because the formula is nice. I do really like this palette. I just don't use it that much. And it's weighing at 136 grams. I know I'm going to use this in March because I do have to go away for something for school. And I'm most likely just going to take this so it's nice and easy, and I'll bring like a shimmer palette. But I need to use it before March. Next is Androgyny, and in Androgyny I picked Androgyny and Safe Word. I haven't used these. As I said before, Androgyny, my mirror broke. My friend stepped on it. This shade has been through the ringer, but it's my favorite shade, so it should be easy to hit pan when I do use it. And then Safe Word has a nice dip at the top because I'm so pale I can use it as a contour shade. So when I do use it, it will get a lot of use. Next is the Thirsty palette, and in here I picked Stroke. Ooh, one of the shimmers just made a mess. Divine's the one making the mess. That's funny. So, Stroke is right here, Snatched is right here, Divine is the cream, and Parched is the cream, sorry, and then Divine is the shimmer, but it does have a dip right here. I don't like Divine that much as a shimmer. Pretty much, I know that's why I put it in this project because of that. I have used this palette because I made a Best in Words palettes I got in 2019, and I had to reuse some of them to formulate and make sure my opinion still standed from before. So I use this a little bit but not that much because I pretty much tested every shade and then moved on to the next one. But I don't know how hard it is to pan a Jeffree Star shadow because I've never tried. So I might have to actually pan an Urban Decay cream and then move to that one and then move to the Naked Heat, because I have a feeling that how their mattes are all pressed is like 3 months to 4 months to use up and or hit pan. Yikes. Next, we have the Zodiac palette, and from the Zodiac palette, I picked Gemini and Virgo. These, I feel like, are going to be relatively easy to hit pan because they're small, and I know a lot of people who have pan color pop palettes before, but I just haven't reached for this palette. That's why this one has no pan. Oh my gosh, I forgot to mention. Androgyny's weighing in at 207 grams. Thirsty's weighing in at 233 grams. And Zodiac is 146 grams. Next is the Urban Decay and Kiss Leanne Kaleidoscope palette. Now in here I picked Spitfire, Brixton, LCW, and Dye. So Spitfire has a dip, Brixton is this white and pink shade, and there is a little dip, and I'll probably hit side pan and then call it a day. LCW is this blue, and then Dye is the purple. This is weighing at 171 grams. I haven't used it yet. I feel like once I do, it will be easy because it is a nice formula and I do like it, but I just haven't been creative. This is like the first video I filmed in like a week, and I feel like you can tell. Next, from my Lime Crime Freshly Squeezed Plushie palette, I have these shades Mango and Jackfruit. So, Mango and Jackfruit. I did use them a couple times, and this is currently weighing in at 49 grams. I think that this will be easy to hit pan, but I just have to hit the pan. You know, I gotta use it. Next is the Too Faced Natural Mattes palette. I'm to hit pan in Heaven and Honey Pot, so these two. I did throw Risque into my A to Z project, so hopefully by grabbing this one, I'm motivated to grab these two because I know this formula is going to be hard to pan because I wanted to use Christmas Cookie 25 times and then it should have made a dent, and it kind of didn't. And it's weighing 118 grams. So this is one that I really need to start focusing on now. So good thing I filmed this video because it needs to stay on my desk and get use. And next I have the ColourPop Super Shock Shadow in Roy G. Bibb. I threw this in my Partners in Cream Project pan, which has the same goal as this one, to hit pan. This is currently weighing 19 grams. I did use it since filming the update if its numbers changed. But yeah, I need to start getting used out of that one. And the next one I'm going to talk about, I'm currently wearing today. This is the LA Colors Baby Pop eyeshadow in Purple Rain. And this is what it looks like. And it's currently weighing 14 grams. It's not that pigmented, which is fine because I'm not in a pigmented type of mood today. Next, I also have a LA Colors matte eyeshadow in the shade Crushed, and I just stabbed my thumb into that, and this is what it looks like, and it also weighs 14 grams. And then the last LA Colors matte eyeshadow is Forbidden, and it also weighs, guess what, 14 grams. So, yeah, I haven't used the matte shades too much because since it's New Year, I'm trying to figure out what is going to be the hardest to pan and then save the easier ones for the end. Next, I have from the Beached palette, I only picked one shade, and that was 16th Street, because to be honest, I don't think it's needed in this palette. And yeah, I've used it a couple times, and that's about it. And it's currently weighing 125 grams. Next, I have a Makeup Forever single eyeshadow in M846. And this currently weighs 6 grams. This is now in my Pan That palette, so hopefully I hit pan on it. And like even the slightest bit of pan will count because that shadow is massive. Next, I have my Lorac Free Spirit palette. So I am panning the first shade, the second shade, the third shade, the fifth shade, the sixth shade, and the 8th shade of this palette. This shade and this shade already have pan. This shade still has a nice dip. My cat ran across it and scratched it. This currently weighs 108 grams, and I'm not too concerned with this palette, but I should try to use it a little bit more. Next, I have from the Wet n Wild Trio, Will You Marina Me, if I could open it, the crease shade, which is the only one that doesn't have pan, and this is currently weighing 24 grams, and I have not touched it because the brown does have shimmer, but I'm trying to finish off 2 other browns before I pull that one in. Next, I have my Makeup Forever palette. This is the Lustrous Eyeshadow palette. Oh yeah, I forgot I did this. So, to encourage me to use it and remember which ones are in a pan, I put stars by them. So, we have all of the top row, this white shade, the red, this reddish brown, and then the shimmer and this mauvish color. So I'll just read out the order I have them on the paper, but I don't know what is what. It's ME728, M536, M928, M549, M608, M619, M847, ME840, and M50. So I did hit pan in this one, but I did also use this as a face highlight because it was really pretty. So I'm going to have to pull this out more, but I do really like this, so that's not a problem. And then the last palette was my Pan That palette for last year that I did fail, and that is the Tarte Pro palette. And the 2 shades in this project are Mod and Fierce. And I have used Fierce like once and Mod like once, and they have a dip, but I have not touched them, and they weigh 254 grams. Well, that's how much the palette weighs, and yeah. I don't really have any goals because obviously by the next time you'll see me, I'll have 10 pans. So I just hope that I hit 10 pans quicker than it took me to hit 11 pans, because I don't know if I'll be able to finish if I'm hitting 10 pans in 4 months. Probably by the next update I'll come out and like have a formula of how many pans I have to hit per month. I, for some reason, did not write that for this project, so I'm not as motivated. Have a good rotation going. I think I will be fine, but I need to find that rotation and get going. So yeah, this was the 101 pan project. This is my first update. If you enjoy Project Pans, or if you enjoy me, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and all that jazz. And peace out, Girl Scout.